Hey guys, Let's Play here, and I'm happy to announce that Eiko from Final Fantasy IX will be our next event character coming on Monday. I'm really excited because FF9 is my favourite of all the Final Fantasy games, and I always get excited when a character from that game comes to Omnia. So, as always, I'll be doing my breakdown of the event. First and foremost, we'll be starting off with Eiko in game and how she's in battle. Then moving on, we'll look at her passives. Then from there on, we'll go into the banner for the event, and then finish off with the boss fight. And then at the end, for those who want to be a little bit spoiled, we'll show how Eiko is in the current meta in JP. So with that out of the way, I'm very excited to get going with this one. So let's begin with Eiko Kura. Let's talk Eiko in battle. Eiko is a support character. Both of her moves are based around giving kind of support to the party. Her first ability, which is called HP regen, gives HP regen, and depending on what Eiko we get, either go to one person, or if we get the most recently buffed Eiko, it'll go to the whole party. The HP regen lasts for 6 turns, and each turn a character will regain a bit of HP. Her second ability is called Holy Smite. Holy Smite is a one-hit magical brave attack, and it deals damage, and then the whole party gain brave equal to the damage it deals. So first and foremost, we're going to show off HP regen. So another thing to note about HP regen as well, if we do get like the post buff Eiko, then everyone gets brave equal to Eiko's initial brave. So it does a little bit of brave battery as well, but unfortunately it's not as good as other characters, so don't rely on it too much, but it's better than nothing. So if we do get that, then that's a good source of brave as well. Then we're going to see Holy Smite. Holy Smite is another brave gaining attack, and that one is a lot better for it as well. So it is only one hit, but that one hit makes all the difference, because as we see here, everyone gets exactly the amount of brave that the damage was dealt. So, in a way, both abilities make Eiko really good at generating brave to the party, but is where Holy Smite is where it's at. Holy Smite is the move for it because of how good it can be. It can also stack with the break bonus as well, which means that the whole party can gain a lot of brave in a short space of time. But that's pretty much Eiko in a nutshell. You really use 2 offensive characters and then let Eiko stay in the back and support them, and she does a good job of doing that. And I quite like Eiko, so all is good for me. Anyway, next up we'll talk about her passives. Hey guys, before we go into the passive list, as always, I'd like to give a little shout out to the Dissidia database. The Dissidia database is my favourite site to use for Opera Omnia content because it's up to date. The guys who look after the site are really good. The information is presented in an easy and clear, precise manner, and I love using this site. So if you guys could, check it out, link will be in the description, and it will be a lifesaver to you. It'll help you out so much. But with that out of the way, let's get into Eiko's passive list. So let's talk Eiko and her passive list. So Eiko uses white crystals. So in preparation, guys, make sure you're using your ×2 to get as much white crystals as possible. With that out of the way, let's look at the passive list. So Crystal 5, she gets HP regen light. HP regen light reduces the action delay after using HP regen. Now, depending on what Eiko we get, this could be a really, really good passive to have. If we get buffed Eiko, which increases the party's brave by a small amount, this is quite good because that means that it gives us more chances to be able to increase the party brave to make up for the small amount she does actually increase it by. And that's always a buff and always a boon to the party. Next up is buff speed up, which we get at Crystal 10. So that increases the speed while buffed. This is very easy to achieve because of Eiko's buffs. So this is actually a really good pass to have. It combines quite well with HP regen light and also allows Eiko to keep up with more speedier characters as well. And when we're using Holy Smite, one of the good things is we'll be able to HP attack quite quickly as well afterwards. So buff speed up is a really good passive to have. Next, at Crystal 15 is Receive Heal Up. Slightly it raises HP recovered. This is a very meh passive in my opinion. It just increases the amount of HP recover, and I don't think you need it all that well. Especially if you pull Eiko's Relic. If you don't really need to rely all that much on this, because over the course of the battle you will heal up all the damage anyway, so Receive Heal Up is just, in my opinion, is a waste of CP. Next up, at Crystal Strength 25, is Holy Smite Charge. So that increases the max uses of Holy Smite by 1. That is a really good one. I'm glad that Holy Smite got a charge because it is a really good move. It is one of the best in my opinion, and more usage is always a good thing. Can't really speak more other than that. It's a really good thing to have, and make sure you have it equipped. Next up is HP Regen Brave Gain. So Eiko gains a small amount of Brave after using HP Regen. The amount of Brave you gain is really, really minuscule. It's not the best. So, I mean, this is one of the passives that you kind of equip if you just have leftover CP after going for all the more important things. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It doesn't make that big of a difference. And especially if we get buffed Eiko, then we don't really need to worry about this one at all. Next up is HP Damage Brave Gain. So it grants a small amount of Brave after taking HP attack. Again, another one that's okay. The Brave gain you get from this isn't that high, so it's not like this is a game breaker or game changer by any means. It's an okay passive, and again, another one that you kind of just equip if you got some leftover CP, and you might as well put some use to it. It is only 5 after all, which kind of tells you about how good it is, so nothing to worry that much about. Next up is HP Regen Charge. So that increases the max uses of HP Regen by 1. Again, a lot of how good Eiko is depends on what Eiko we get. So more usage of HP Regen is fantastic if we get the Brave boost. If not, then it's okay. You won't really, as I find myself never needing thinking, oh, I wish I had one more HP regen, because you should have the battle wrapped up by then. It's got a lot of usage already, so one more is okay, but not the best, and it is expensive CP wise. It's 15, and when you think about it, it's 6 turns of the HP regen. That's quite a lot. So do you really need to have like an extra 6 turns for it? I don't think so. If you're taking so much HP damage that you need this, then I'd worry about how the battle's going in that case. But if not, then you should be fine going without this. Next up is Holy Smite Power Up. You get at 45. Now this one is good. It increases the damage of Holy Smite. As seeing as how Holy Smite, the more damage we do with it, the better it is. This is a fantastic passive to have, and it's really good to have it, so make sure you have this equipped as well. Holy Smite is good even without a relic, so especially against enemies who are weak to Holy, means you'll be doing a lot of damage and giving the party a lot of Brave, so it's a good one to have, so make sure you have this one equipped as well. Finally, we go on to the Blessings of Madame Sari, which grants plus 1 turn to pre-existing buffs when buffing allies. I like this. It gives 1 extra turn of buffs, and an extra turn is never a bad thing. Being able to have your buffs last a little bit longer might be a difference between being able to deal a bit more damage, which helps you kill a boss a lot quicker. So this one's a really good one to have. It's not essential, but it's the icing on the cake. It's very easy to hit the conditions as well, because we have HP regen, which you don't really want to be spamming all that much unless it has the brave gaining. But if not, this is good. It sends duration of buffs, and that's to everyone. So even everyone with a unique buff, so the frame buffs, 1 extra turn. So that's always a good one. I think this is, of the level 50 ones, which tend to be not that good, this is one of the better ones in my opinion. And I think this is the one that you really should have equipped as well if you can, because it just makes Eiko that little bit more better. and this helps her with her support role. Next up, we'll be talking about the banner. So let's talk the Eiko event banner. So on this banner, this marks the debut of Eiko's Priest Racket, and also has the synergy characters Bots with the Choco Blade and Ida Wizard's Farahai. So as always guys, I'll be doing my reviews from bronze to gold, bronze being the weakest of the three, and gold being the best of the three. So with that out the way, let's get on with the review, and start off with the bronze, and that goes to Ida's Farahai. Ida, who was the gold on the Cloud Crimson Edge banner, comes back as the bronze. So that kind of tells you about this banner and the quality of the relics of this banner. So what's great about the Farahai is that it makes Snap Punch a lot more viable because it makes the damage actually noticeable. I've noticed that the damage without it is really bad, but with the Farahai, Snap Punch is a really good brave to HP attack, and it actually becomes something that you can really use and rely on. Also, it extends the duration of the attack and speed buff, so that means that it can save you from having to spam your abilities if you don't want to do that. And if you just want to just attack normally, then you can as well, and not have to worry about that all too much. It means that you also DPS really well because of the attack buff, which means that its normal attacks are quite powerful too. What it makes it good for the event is that this boss for this event is pretty much a DPS race, so you have to DPS as quickly as you can, and this Farahai helps you do that. So that's one thing to know about it, and that's why it's really good for this event. But when it comes to reoccurrence, well, unless we get some more unpredictable weekly banners from Global, this doesn't come back for a long while, and it does come back on an event where Ida does get her CP35. So it ends up overshadowing the Farahai by quite a bit. So if it might be in for a long wait if you don't get it now. So if you want to get it now, then go right ahead. But be prepared to wait if you want to be more patient. Next up, we're going to the silver, and that is Bart's Choco Blade. So Bart's Choco Blade gets a silver, and what it does is it makes Double Hand and Double Hand Plus a lot stronger. Now, I know people will be going like, Let's Play, you always beefing other people who have relics with very basic effects. So why does Bart get silver here? Well, let's explain. So the damage increase from the Choco Blade is crazy good. Crazy good. It makes Bart's so much better at just knocking out Brave than Vivi and Edge, for example. And you don't have to worry about elemental resistances. And because of how it's not elemental, it will shape itself to being the same element as your summon as well, which means it's more optimized as well, especially during a summon, to deal a lot more damage too. And because of this, it makes breaking enemies very easy, and that's why I like the Choco Blade. But also, because of the affinity bonuses, it makes the second strike from missile stronger too. So it has that kind of synergy with the second ability too, and that's why I rate it quite high. The Choco Blade is a really good relic to have. I already own one, so I'm feeling very happy about that. But I'm also quite sad now because that means my dupe chance for this is going to be higher. So everyone get prepared for that Choco Blade times 3. But yeah, back on topic. Yeah, this is a really good relic to have. Overall, it boosts both moves, double hand a lot more, making it a really good attack, and also makes missiles follow-up attack really good too. So that's why I give Bart the silver here. When it comes to the event as well, the boss is really annoying as well. So we're going to need to be able to DPS quite better too, and being able to break its underlings is really good, because when they're broken, they can't just go into attacking us with the HP attacks, which is kind of why Eiko is such a healer-based support character. So what Bart does is helps us break the enemies, meaning that we need to take brave attacks, which is okay. When it comes to recurrence though, this will come back for a few times actually. Bart ends up appearing quite a few times as a synergy character, and so this will come back quite soon. In the early days of the CP35 era, Bartz will get a CP35 as well, and he's actually one of the very first characters to get a CP35. So, I would focus on saving for that instead and not worrying too much about this. But it does come back also when Barth gets his level break, and seems to be coming back as well in the Odin Esper Beast Trial, as well as the first year anniversary. So there's quite a lot of recurrence of this, so if you miss out, don't worry too much. It comes back quite a lot, so don't be worried too much about it. Next up, without further ado, our gold goes to... That was supposed to be a drum roll. I had to use my pillow, so apologies. But it goes to Eiko's Priest Racket. So Eiko's Priest Racket is a really good relic in my opinion, and I went crazy for it when it first came out in JP. So what it does is it extends the duration of the HP regen to 12 turns. It also gives an attack up buff to the party and a max brave up to the party as well for 12 turns as well. So that is a lot of turns for those buffs. That means that we don't have to worry too much about CP wise and having to think, oh, do I need the charge? Nope. With this, you don't need that charge at all, so that's extra CP to equip on different effects. It's a lot of buffs as well, a lot of buffs. And when you think of her level 50 passive, which extends the duration of a buff as well, that's really good too. So it means that pretty much it's very easy for these buffs to last an entire battle without having to fear of them running out. Also, the affinity bonus of this makes Holy Smite stronger, so that means more brave that we can recover from this as well. So with a higher max brave and more damage, their potential for recovery is a lot better too. If we get buffed to Eiko as well, that means that our initial brave is higher, and that means more brave to the party too. So it does a lot for Eiko, it really does, and that's why I give it the gold. All these effects just make Eiko so good, and it's why I went crazy for it in JP when it first rolled out. I didn't get it, unfortunately, until it had been phased out of the game power creep wise, but it's one that I wish I had earlier. But it's a good relic to have. I wouldn't recommend going too crazy for it though. I really wouldn't. It's a good thing to have. An icing on the cake. Eiko is still viable without it, but with it just makes her a lot better. But don't go too crazy. This is this is a good banner. It's a good banner, but don't go too crazy. Save your gems. I know telling people not to go crazy when I went crazy in the last banner is like hypocritical, but at the end of the day, I am foolish with my gems. I made mistakes, guys, in that banner, and I hold my hands up and say I made mistakes, but I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes I did. So that's why one pull max. If you don't get what you want, move on. Use your tickets if you really want to, but save your gems. But when it comes to the reoccurrence of the Priest Racket, Eiko will make a permanent return later on, so there'll be a banner to celebrate that. But that also has a CP35, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So you want to be going for that instead. So, nah, on that. She's also a synergy character for the Sephiroth event, so that's a long wait too as well. And I'm not sure if Global will follow the same path as JP, but she did appear on a Halloween banner, so that's another chance to get it there as well. But other than that, it will be a while before you can get this again. So if you really, 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 really want it, then yeah, now's a good time to go for it. Next up, we will be talking about the boss. Okay, so this is the boss for the Eiko event. As you guys can see, from before we can even do anything, the boss is hidden himself. So when he's in this form, we can't touch him. No matter what we do, what attack we use, it'll always miss. So what our goal is we need to be able to kill his two ads, and when we do kill his two ads, then he'll show up and then we'll be able to attack him. But while he's hidden away, what he'll start doing is buffing himself, buffing his ads, and then making them really strong and really difficult to take down. And that is kind of why it's preferred to have a lot of brave to HP attackers, because we can take them down as quickly as possible without having to worry too much. One thing to know about these ghosts are that these brand of ghosts aren't resistant to physical attacks, so you can use whoever you want. You don't have to worry too much about that. But that's pretty much it, really. This is why I call this boss fight a DPS race, because once he reveals himself, on his next turn, he'll hide back again. So you need to kill him when he reveals himself. So save your summon and save it until he reveals himself, and then go in as hard as possible. I do believe that all 3 enemies are weak to Holy, so Aiko's Holy Smite is really good here. Let's just double check. So yeah, they are weak to Holy, so that's one thing to note as well. So let's go. So I'm using like the low level one just to demonstrate here. And as you guys can see, these add-ons are very HP attacking spammers. So they will spam HP attacks quite often. And that's probably why Eiko heals throughout this event, because you have to be able to deal with the HP attacks that you take in this battle. So as you guys can see, he can give himself like brave regen, he can give the ads haste. It's just, it gets out of hand. That's why I'm now slightly fearing the level 70 battle, because that's going to be really tough. Really, really tough. But, okay, so you guys can see here, he's now revealed himself and he doesn't do anything. So as you guys can see, we have a whole bunch of turns to take him down. So that's all we have to do right now, is just take him down as quickly as we can. And that's about it, really. I find this boss to be quite fun. Maybe I'm biased because I love the boss theme from Final Fantasy IX. But overall, if you play your cards right, you shouldn't have too much trouble with this one. I think this is one of the easier bosses in the game. So just don't be too reckless, but make sure to try and beat the ads as quickly as you can. And then just smash that boss with as much firepower as you possibly can. And you shouldn't have too much trouble. But that's about it. So that subsequently ends my video here. So for all those who have watched this and made it this far, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. I will see you guys for the next video. For those who want to stay on and just see how Eiko is in the future, stay tuned. But yeah, if you guys don't want to be spoiled, end the video now. Get training. Make sure you're training Bartz and Ida, just in case you want to use some Synergy characters as well. Or your best brave to HP attackers as well. Anyway, this is Let's Play. I'm over and out for now. So let's talk Eiko in the future. So if you're happy to be spoiled, well, let's go. So Eiko in the future will get to a point where she is phased out of the main meta. That's mostly because she hasn't got a level break yet as of this video. And that's the only thing holding her back. Because I think the moment she gets her level break is the moment she will shoot back up to being top tier. I'm invested in Eiko on the basis that I'm expecting her to be really good once she does get her level break. But she's still a good character regardless. Her CP35 is one of the best CP35s in the game. It is the magic racket. And what it does is it increases the damage from Holy Smite and also lowers action delay. Additionally, all party members get extra brave based on Eiko's attack power, and it gives Eiko a medium speed up buff for 5 turns. So it ends up being a really good attack, and this shoots Eiko way up to being one of the best supports in the game. So when it does come out, It's one of the CP35s that I recommend people should save for, because it's a really good CP35. So I'm going to demonstrate it here, and you're going to see just how much bravery you can get from this. So as you guys can see, it just capped Ida's brave, capped Eiko's brave, and gave Bart's almost like a crazy amount of brave as well. So as you guys can see, it puts Eiko up there as being one of the best characters, especially when it first released. I'm investing in Eiko, so each week we get the opportunity to buy 1 power piece, and every time I get 4, I'm putting it into Eiko's magic racket on the basis that I'm expecting her to be really good once she gets a level break. I don't know when it will be, but as she's a fairly popular character in terms of event occurrence, I'm thinking it's not too far off. So that's kind of why I'm investing in Eiko. Oh. Yeah, that's about it really for Eiko. She's a character that is worth investing in. If you don't get her stuff now, it's okay. But if you do, start investing in her, because she will do great stuff for you. As you guys can see, like, just makes chases so much easier as well. See how powerful she is, how powerful she can get as well. She's a sleeping giant, just ready to be unleashed into the game, and I'm just waiting eagerly. But as you guys can see here, she's making this boss fight ridiculously easy. But yeah, so that's Eiko and the event in a nutshell, guys. I hope this review has been helpful to you. I hope it's made your mind about Eiko and see her potential. I think she's going to be a great character, especially when she gets a level break. Please, devs, please make her part of the April level break, please. But anyway, this is Let's Play over and out. I thank you guys all for watching one more time, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye-bye.